Hey guys, it's your homegirl, Daphne Brown with Beyond the Home Realty. In today's video, you're gonna have to excuse me because my energy is running low. I have literally been running comps for 3 days straight in addition to my normal workload, and I'm exhausted. But I promised you that this video was coming to you, and so here it is. Now, let me go ahead and put this disclaimer out. I am not a professional in protesting your taxes. That's not what I do. I am a professional. I am an expert. I am a specialist in residential real estate. However, I know a little bit, okay? And so I am in this video showing you step by step how I go about protesting our property appraisals. This video is probably going to be 2 or 3 parts because I don't want the videos to be super long. So I'm just gonna go ahead without further ado and jump into this video. And please, if you have any questions, drop them down in the comment section and I will definitely answer. You can also reach out to me at all of my contact information below. Let's get into it.
Put that on good when it gets hard. Stay on my job like no days off so you can go home.
One of the very first things you want to do is get to know your county appraisal district's website. You want to know where it is. You want to know how to go and look up your information, especially to see if you have the homestead exemption or any other exemptions that you're claiming. I, like many of you, will be protesting my appraisals, and I do this every year. So it is important that in Section 3, the reason for the protest, I am going to make sure that I check incorrect appraised market value and or value is unequal compared with other properties. I'm going to make sure I check this because if I don't, then I don't have the right to go in and present comps to the board. So you must make sure that you choose the correct reason for protesting. Okay, so let's dial it back a minute. You want to make sure that you are completely filling out the entire notice of protest form. So you're going to start from Section 1 and go all the way down to Section 8, making sure that you do sign the notice of protest as well as date. In Section 1, any of these categories that apply to you, you want to make sure you're checking them off. Make sure that the mailing address that they have is correct. If not, you want to change it, as well as the email and phone number. Make sure those are correct. In Section 3, again, any of those categories that are applicable, complete those. In Section 4 is where you're going to provide your evidence. You may need an extra sheet of paper when you are completing this so that you could submit this as well as the additional documentation. And so if you have multiple properties, I'm telling you the easiest way that you're going to be able to do this is do all of them at one time. Get the protest ready for all of your properties at one time. And then also included in your packet is a form that allows you to read information regarding e-filing your protests. I don't do that. I drop all of mine off at the appraisal district. Okay, so for the purpose of this video, I'm using a property that is located in Fort Bend County. So as a result, I'm going to put Fort Bend County. All right, it is going to be for this year, 2023. Now for the appraisal district account number, even though this says Brazoria, I am going to get the account number here. It's going to be listed here. And if you don't have this form sent by the county, you can still go online and it will show you that as well. All right. If you're going to e-file it, then you will need this e-file pin right here. All right. So I'm going to check again, as I stated earlier, anything in this section that's applicable. If I'm telling them that I'm over 65, I definitely need to have a driver's license or state issued ID with, obviously your birthday is going to be on that, and it needs to have the address for the property that you are protesting the appraisal for. So then you're going to just fill all this out. Again, as I stated earlier, all of this needs to be correct. For the purpose, again, for the property that I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to check incorrect appraised market value. I'm going to go back in and fill that out. But I definitely want an informal conference with the appraisal's office before the hearing. So I'm going to check that. I'll do a single member. I'm fine with that. a property owner does not wait. Okay, so I intend to appear at the ARB. So I'm going to say here, because my time is valuable, so I can get all of my points across with the evidence package that I'm going to present to them. And here I'm going to tell them that I want my notice of hearing to be delivered by email in regular class, and I'm going to provide my email address. If it goes to a hearing with the appraisal review board, do I want them to send a copy of the hearing procedures? Yes. Do I want an electronic reminder by text or email? Yes and yes, and I'll go back in and fill that out. Do you request the ARB's final order of determination to be delivered via email? Yes, and I'm going to provide that. And I'm not here yet, my property, so that's going to be NA. Then you're going to sign as the property owner with your signature. You're going to print here, and then you're going to attach the dates. One of the main factors that I want to make sure I impress upon you is anything that you fill out on this form, especially in section 1, needs to be accompanied by some type of documentation, some type of ID. So let's say, for instance, you're telling them that you're disabled. There needs to be paperwork from the state showing your name very clearly. If you're saying that you are a military service member, you need some type of military ID. If you're a spouse of a military service member or vet, all of this information has to be presented when you file your protest, or it will get denied. I want to make sure you understand that. So before I get to the subject property for this protest, I travel the neighborhood. I look at homes that appear to be abandoned. I see that this home has notices, so I get video and I get photos. And I go around the home. This is the fencing around that home that has been foreclosed on. And I make sure that I document all of those things. So this is the actual property that we are going to protest. As you can see, there's an abandoned car there that really has nothing to do with us. The fencing is falling down towards the back of the property. It butts up to an open lot that is overgrown, which introduces rodents. And I'm going to make sure that the appraisal review board knows all about this. Look at all that. I know y'all see me over here flying this drone like I'm flying it, okay? I'm also flying the drone, looking at the roof to see if there, any reasons that I can present to the board to show them that my roof is in disrepair, because we will cite that as well. So now we're at the inside of the home that we're going to be protesting, and I am taking videos and photos, just making sure that I get all types of documentation for the review board so I can show them what needs to happen to bring this home up to market. So for sure, we'll need new flooring. There were some leaks in this home, so we'll have to get a plumber in to look at all that. It'll need a new dishwasher. There will need to be new flooring throughout, but also some sheetrock work will need to be done, some electrical work, and so more plumbing in the primary needs to be done. I have also gotten a contractor over who has given me a quote, and so I will definitely be submitting that quote to the appraisal review board as well, so that they know it's real up in here, and the value that they're putting on this home, it ain't real. Showing you this on your screen because if I were helping any of these homeowners behind this fence, if I were helping them protest their appraised values, I would cite the commercial space going on right in their own backyards, because it is a gas station, and we know that sometimes that could introduce unsafe people and hazards into the area. So I'm making sure that I will cite all of those things. Some other things that have worked for me in the past is if there's a pedo in the area, I get on my computer. Google is my best friend. I will print that information out. I look up the schools that the community is zoned to. I print out those report cards for the schools. I submit that. And I will also submit the crime stats for the community as well. Again, that is all available to you. It's public knowledge, and I submit all of that. Key is you literally want to paint a picture for them as to why your home is less desirable than other homes in the area. And it has to be backed up by facts. Also, if you purchased a new construction home last year, you want to make sure that if they're telling you, for example, that you purchased it for $440 and they're telling you now that it's $520, you want to submit your closing disclosure and make friends with a really good realtor so that they can provide you with some comps to submit along with your paperwork as well. To all of our former clients, be prepared. If we haven't already spoken with you, be prepared to get a phone call from us. We're just checking in, want to make sure that all your paperwork is filed. And yeah, if you need us before we call you, give us a call. So just to kind of wrap up this video and prepare for part 2, we want to make sure that you understand that in this video we said you want to cite reasons that your home is less desirable. So if there are some maintenance projects that you've been putting off, you're going to want to make sure that you have good pictures, and you're going to submit all of that information. You're going to document it on your property owner's notice of protest, and you're going to take that information along with your evidence, which are your pictures. You're going to either e-file, I told you I like to drop it off, and you'll do that, and then you're going to patiently wait on them to respond to you. They'll either send you a notice in the mail or they'll send you an offer in compromise to your email. All right, I really feel like a lot of compromises will be made because with the uptick in these appraisal values, I know that they are going to be inundated with protests. All right, we will see you guys in part 2. If you have any questions, drop down in the comment section and leave them there for us. If you need immediate assistance, all of our contact information is listed in the description. Until next time, remember that the homegirls are always ready and willing to enable you to find your way home. Bye-bye.